Hi, I'm Margaret Hadfield. I'm an Australian professional artist. My videos are intended to give you a really good grounding and also to enhance your existing art practice or to help you on your way as a total beginner. It is not necessary for you to have previous experience. I teach across all mediums and I'm really happy to share my experience and my knowledge with you. Participating in the creative arts provides health and well-being benefits which everyone can use. I regularly connect with my community via Facebook and I share my students' creations as well as my own. Thank you to my Patreons, and remember to like and subscribe if you wish to see more of my videos as I release them. Thank you. Keep calm and paint.
I got some plants that I put in pots, a money tree for luck and forget-me-nots.
I've just washed my brushes and come back, nice clean brushes, and I'm ready to so that's the thing, is you've got to have that water clean, your brushes clean, because it just takes a hair to change the colour entirely. So I've just now got another column to do with the two colours mixed together and secondary colours, I guess. And so I'm going to go back up here, or I could snake it, it doesn't matter. So the thing is with the blue, it is really strong. So that was far too much. I got a hair, maybe I got two hairs, and it's already too strong. So I think what I'll do is what I didn't do before. First of all, I'll just start with the yellow up the top. As I said, you can snake it, it doesn't matter, but if I just pop that yellow there and white. Okay, so we've got that starting rather than that was the second kind of colour. So now I'll come in and I'll just scrape a little bit on the side there, so tiniest amount. I would tell my students half a hair of blue in this case, because the blue is so incredibly strong, and that's all I need there is a half a hair. Look, there's a colour even in between there, so I'm just going to add yellow to what's on my brush. There we go. See, it's really quite strong. And then I'll pull a bit more in, keep going the same way, a hair at a time, but look, that's too strong. So I'm just going to go a little bit more subtle. One more. Okay, so if you just really gentle at that initial period, so I can keep using this particular brush, just throw that one in the water, and just add the white on the side, like that. Just rub that in, tap that away, throw that in the water again, and off I go. So the plan is to get to blue. I've got these gorgeous greens, beautiful lime green happening now. Gee, the paint's drying fast. Now a little bit more. I'll get a hair. Yeah, it's a bit the same. I'm actually being too careful now. So lime greens, emerald green, beautiful greens coming in. But they're colours I probably don't, Australian landscape, you'll never see that sort of green, very rarely. I just don't think you have any need to buy green. You can, if you've got the true primaries, just make your colour. But depends on how you paint. You might paint more. Oh, I better stop and do white. Got carried away. Okay, back in. before it dries. There we go. Oh, see, that one's drying out on me. So I went a bit too far. I don't mind putting my finger in it occasionally as well. Okay, so I'll go a bit further down, a bit more blue, a bit stronger. Oh, look at that. That's Viridian. Oh, getting very close. The next one might be Viridian. I'm getting a bit stingy, actually. I need more paint. That's better. That would be like a phthalo blue, a phthalo green, I should say. So, a lot of these colours have got names. When you get the big stands of paint colours, you know, you can see that you can make them. So the paint companies want to sell you lots of paint. A little bit of pink on that brush. That's why they sell sets, and they don't give you the true primaries. So I do make up sets, and I have obviously the true primaries in it, because I just found they weren't doing it. And so they have to sell you green, they have to sell you all these different colours, because you can't make them. But you know, all I had to do was give you the true primaries, but I guess it's a matter of marketing and selling you a little bit more. But there we are. I'll do one more. Now where I'm heading now is getting into turquoise. I love turquoise. There we are. That's Viridian, actually, that one there. Oh, that's turquoise. So I get excited about little things like colour. There we are. Look at that. See them? So turquoise is just a hair of yellow mixed in with your blue. So I just need to go 2 more. Hopefully I can make it to the end. See, 1 more there. It's obviously getting darker, but it's hard to see what the colour actually is at the moment because it is so dark. So let's have a look. Stop with the white. Just make sure it's clean. Yep, look at that, gorgeous. So I suspect this is still not pure blue because I had a little bit of yellow on the brush. So I'm going to make the next one pure blue. So you might think I'm there, but I'm actually not. So the clean blue, I'll just pop it here. You see the difference? It almost looks purple now. And white. There we go. See the difference? I thought I was there, but still another, perhaps even another colour in between. So you can see the hair of yellow, what a difference it makes, and just making those lovely turquoises and green. You can see orange there. You've got crimson. All the colours you would need in your painting. It's just amazing. There's a colour there that's close to ultramarine blue. I can't quite make ultramarine blue. It is a specific brilliant kind of colour, but and I get close, very close, but I can't quite get the brilliance of ultramarine blue. I do use ultramarine blue in portraiture. I do like purple in the face. I do see it in the skin colour. So but basically you can see how much we've made just doing the two together. And so now I'll head into 3 and start. I like to start with black because it's a little bit tricky. But I'll get another board because I've just kind of filled that one up. So I'll move that one away. And I have another one here. Right, so I will do all 3 mixed together. So, yes, you might think, hey, how's she going to make black? But it is not as dark as, say, charcoal, but it certainly is really dark. And so I'll show you how to do it. So I don't use black, and most artists don't use black because it's a very cold colour. But making it yourself, you can get a nice dark colour, but it's good enough, I think. You don't need to be, too much darker than what we're going to get. It does drop down. As I said, all these colours dry darker. Now, if you pick up equal amounts of each colour, this is the thing, you've got to use your eye. So it's tricky to get equal amounts because that one's a bit sloppier than the blue. I'm going to try, and then just mix the 2 together. I'll just bring that over here. So it's just a matter of mixing. You've got to pull in around the edges, get all the colour that you picked up. And it may well be that it'll look incredibly green. So I feel that the black that I want, is right on the cusp of green. So if you've got green at this point, be happy. I think you're not far away. So mixing all 3 together, it'll settle down. So just bringing all the periphery in, roll the brush off, and I'll have a look. So I'm going to do, and it might take me a few goes. You might see another side of me that's not happy. But so it's not until you add white to it that you'll know that it's black. And you'll know discern that it's black when you can't see any other colour. So I'm seeing a little bit of a green tinge to that one. So I'm not quite there. So let's just move that up a bit. So I need to have a little bit more magenta. A bit more than the hair because I've got a big lump of paint here. I'll mix that in and see what that looks like. Yeah, it definitely looked a bit green, that one. Still looking a little blue, so I'm going to put a little bit more magenta in again. So this is most of the time I get it first or second go. So hopefully this is it. It's looking a bit better. Happier with that one. There it is. So I can't see, that just looks grey. Still a little on the blue side. I'm going to go another colour, a little bit more. As I said, I've got a lot of paint here, so I'm not making excuses, but let's go one more again. Has been known to take 10 goes, but there we are. That looks better. Okay, so you can see I don't know if you can see the subtle change, but there is certainly a change happening there. I'm still feeling like going one more, believe it or not. And then I'll start heading into browns because I'll give up now. But normally I get it first go, but must be the pressure of the camera. I'll put it down to that. Okay. Oh, that is better. Yep, so trial and error, keep going, plug away, hair at a time. I finally did it. All right, so now heading into browns. So obviously my big puddle here, I can bring in a lot more magenta and a lot more yellow. So I'm just making mud pies now. I'm making as many different colours as I possibly can. So I'll just start with that one. Looks like a very dark brown, like could be burnt umber or it could be a Mars black. Let's have a look. So I've still got to bring that white in. Not sure, it's a bit burgundy looking. And I'll go again, more magenta, more yellow. Get a bit more heavy-handed. The yellow is going to turn it a bit more green, so I'm just going to bring in a bit more red, a bit more magenta. Make a mud pie. There we go. I'll do a few. I might even just mix here. Mix in different spots. All this paint's going to go to waste. There we go. A bit of yellow there. It's a nice brown. So you can be a lot more heavy-handed now. Oh, that's nice. Almost a burnt sienna colour. I'll just stop and do some white again. Yeah, it's still looking a little blue, but anyway, it is what it is. So you could spend hours doing all three. Well, I'm not going to take hours, so I'm just going to send you on your way, and you can make as many colours as you like. It's probably call that I wouldn't say a raw umber. It's somewhere, oh, that's like a burnt sienna colour, that one there. Just add a bit more yellow and I should get a raw sienna. Let's see what that looks like. So you can, a little bit dark. I'll go over here, mix on the yellow for a change. And just make mud pies. Yeah, that's more like a raw sienna. A bit more yellow. Do one more. So there's a couple of colours I want to achieve. This one here, which is burnt sienna and yellow ochre. I'm going to make those two. Okay. I'm getting a bit rough now. More brushes. Okay, so I'm just going to make specifically this one. So I need to have lots of yellow, a little bit of red. See if I can make it. It's quite an orange colour. It's one I use a lot, yellow ochre, in my landscapes, particularly the Australian landscape. It lends itself to that colour. There it is, yellow ochre. And a bit of white, just so we can have a look at it. There we go. And then I'll make this one, which is burnt sienna. Sort of came close there, but it's just basically a lot more red and yellow, just a bit cleaner, pulling away from the blue. Let's see what that looks like. I'm a bit low. I'll come up here. There we are. It's close. Could be a red oxide colour. But anyway, a bit more yellow. Burnt sienna. There we are. So I'm just showing you, basically, once you have those primaries, now if you had cadmium yellow, the colours would be a little brighter. You know, basically, I'm just using a regular yellow. And you use less of it. What you'll find, the cadmium colours are dearer, but you use less of it. So even though it's dearer, if you're using yet less, you know, it's not costing you any more. But do be careful, as I said, the toxic colours, you don't want to eat them. And I often sit here with my cup of coffee and I have a biscuit. Well, if you've got paint on your hands, just do be careful, because you can so easily ingest that paint, as I have done. And so just being a bit careful of cobalt colours, your cadmium colours, they can be quite, they are toxic, so you don't want to be eating the paint. I mean, you won't deliberately, obviously, no one's going to eat the paint. My niece used to lick her brush, and I was very concerned about that. So just be a bit aware. So you can keep going, you can keep filling up this page, making colours. You can make them all by adding a hair of this and a hair of that. You can keep going. So the other thing that's happening along the way, without even consideration, is that I have also got skin tone happening in there. So the colours of my hand, I mean, as you get older, you get all these different colours, spots and sunspots, and your knuckles turn pink and all sorts of things. You've got veins going on. Is that you can see in here that a lot of those colours are in my skin as well. So at this point, I suggest you try and make your skin tone. And just make little mud pies with pulling in all bits of colour that you had, you know, so you can use your black and stuff. So here's a colour I've just mixed up, which might be similar to mine. All right, putting my hand beside it. If you put it there, it comes up lighter. So put it there. So you just keep making little almost makeup patches, and you'll find your skin tone. And bear in mind that the colour will dry darker, of course. I do find there's a lot of purple in, I guess, Caucasian skin. So I see shadows in skin. I see a lot of that in the shadows of my hand, certainly the vein colour there. So using just a hair at a time, so you can make, that would be the next part of the project, is doing your skin tone. Get some leaves out of the garden. See if you can mix the colour to match that leaf. Even though the paint is drying darker, it's still a good exercise. If you were painting in oil, it would stay the same colour. If you want to go a shade lighter, it'll drop down to that colour. But yeah, it's just have fun, play with paint. Be a young person again, just play and see how you go. And really, I hope I've taken a little bit of the mystery out of colour for you. So it's just trial and error. My course, I hope to speed track you, to save you some years of trial and error, and just to get you to understand it's not as hard as all that. Thank you to all my subscribers and Patreons, and also to DJ Gosper for allowing me to use her wonderful music. Keep calm and paint.